Hello students, today I am going to discuss with you Class 10 Physical Science Chapter 11, that is the Principles of Metallurgy, Part 5, about corrosion. Students, all of you are familiar with this word corrosion. Let us discuss about corrosion once again. When some metals are exposed to moisture, that is water vapor, acids, etc., they tarnish due to the formation of respective metal oxides on their surface. That means when some metals are exposed to moisture or acids, they react with them and a layer is formed on the surface of the metal. This process is called corrosion. Here we'll observe some examples. Example, rusting of iron, that is formation of iron oxide. You all know about this. When we are keeping our iron items or iron articles in the air, then we will see that after some days they will become like this. A layer is formed on the iron articles forming iron oxide. Next, tarnishing of silver, formation of silver sulfate. Have you seen ever that silver items, when they are exposed to air, they will become like this, that is blackish color. They will be, a layer is formed on the surface of the silver items. Like this, they will be, look, yes. Next, development of green coating on copper articles. Copper carbonate, formation of copper carbonate. Here observe, on this copper tube there is a green coating of copper carbonate. Why? Because this is exposed to the air, atmospheric air. That's why this has happened. Like this, a green coating is formed on the iron items. Okay students, do you know why this corrosion occurs? Let us discuss deeply this by performing an activity here to understand it better. For this, we have to take three test tubes. In each of the test tube, we have to label them as the A, B, C. And in each test tube, we have to place clean iron nails. Like this in test tube A, and in test tube B, and in test tube C. We are placing clean iron nails. After that, in the first test tube, that is A, test tube A, we have to pour water so that the nails, half they will be immersed in the water and half they will be outside the from the water surface. After that, we have to close this test tube A with a cork. Next, in the test tube B, we have to pour water. It is boiled distilled water till the nails are totally immersed in the water. And afterwards, we have to pour about 1 ml of oil on the surface of the water. Now, we have to close the second test tube, that is test tube B, with a rubber cork. Afterwards, we have to take some anhydrous calcium chloride, anhydrous calcium chloride into the third test tube, that is test tube C. Like this, we have to take the anhydrous calcium chloride in this test tube C. Then we have to close this test tube C. Here, leave these test tubes for few days, and after few days, that means for 10 days, after 10 days we have to observe these test tubes again. When we observe these test tubes again, you will see that the nails which are there in the test tube A, in the test tube A, are rusted. See here, observe, they are rusted, rusty iron nails. And here, what happens is, in this test tube, the nails are available, with water, air, that is the moisture, simultaneously, and they get rusted in the test tube A. And here, the nails which are there in the test tubes B and C are not rusted. Here, what is the reason why these two test tubes are not rusted here? We will discuss. In the test tube B, the nails are exposed only to the water. Why? Because the oil layer which is protecting the air not enter into the water. That's why the nails are not getting rusted. And next, in the third test tube, this anhydrous calcium chloride is absorbing the moisture which is present in the air which is there in the test tube. That's why the air becomes dry. So, because the absence of the moisture, the nails are not rusted. That means by observing these three test tubes, we can conclude that the test tube A is supplying the conditions which are in favor to the rusting of iron. Those are nothing but the water, that is the moisture, and the air sufficiently is there. That's why the nails in the test tube A are rusted. Okay, students. Then, in metallic corrosion, a metal is oxidized by loss of electrons, generally to oxygen, and results in the formation of oxides. Yes, children. Here, the metal corrosion, in metal corrosion, a metal is oxidized, that means adding of oxygen to the metal. How the oxygen is added is by losing the electrons from the metal. So, result of that, formation of metal oxide is there. Corrosion of iron, commonly known as rusting. This occurs in the presence of water and air. Corrosion is considered as an electrochemical phenomena. It is considered as an electrochemical phenomena. That means it involves the electrons. That's why we are calling it as the electrochemical phenomena. Here, during the corrosion at a particular spot on the surface of an object which is made up of iron, oxidation takes place. That means the addition of oxygen takes place, and that spot behaves as an anode. We can write the reaction at this anode as the iron element is by losing the electrons, it has become the ferrous ions, Fe2 plus ions. Here the electrons are the released at this spot or at this anode spot. Here, like this, the four electrons which are released at this anode spot move, they will move through the metal and go to another spot on the metal. Like this, they will go to the another spot on the metals item and reduce oxygen it and the spot in the presence of H plus ions. Those H plus ions are available, hydrogen ions are available from the atmosphere, and this spot is known as the cathode, and the reactions at this spot, that is the cathode reactions, are nothing but they are taking the oxygen and the hydrogen ions and the electrons which are transferred from anode to the cathode. They are all becoming like a moisture, that is the water element. Because of this water element on the metal is taking this oxygen, hydrogen ions. The metal get into transferred into ferrous ions here in this ferrous iron, and the ferrous ions Fe2 plus are further oxidized by the atmospheric oxygen to ferric ions Fe3 plus ions. That means after formation of ferrous ions Fe2 plus, they are further taking the oxygen from the atmosphere and they are forming the ferric ions. Afterwards, which comes out as a rust in the form of hydrated ferric oxide. That means hydrated means which is having some water molecules inside in it. That's why we are calling it as the hydrated ferric oxide. That is Fe2O3 H2O. In place of X, we can take that. How many molecules of water are available? Those are here represented with the letter X. Next, okay then, we have studied the conditions, how the corrosion occurs and all to the metals we have studied till now. Then okay, then anyway, how can we prevent this corrosion? And with the corrosion, what is the loss? What is the loss also? Is there any loss because of the corrosion? Why we have to prevent this corrosion? Let us discuss. Students, prevention of corrosion is of prime importance. Why? Here, it is not only saves our money but also helps in preventing accidents such as bridge collapse or failure of any key components during the corrosion. Here, prevent the surface of metallic objects to come in contact with atmosphere. The first method to prevent corrosion is to prevent the surface of the metallic object to come in contact with atmosphere. Why? Because when the metal object is coming into contact with the atmosphere having the oxygen and the moisture, by taking them only, the corrosion occurs. That's why we have to prevent the surface of metallic object not to come in contact with the atmosphere. This can be done by covering the surface with paint or by some chemicals, example bisphenol. Here, in general, in our house also, we will cover the iron items with the paint. That means, for example, the grills and household items and the gates, different items such as with the paint only. Next here, the another method is to cover the surface by other metals like tin, zinc, etc. that are inert or reactive themselves with atmosphere to save the object. It means here these tin and zinc are less reactive. That's why they are coated on the more reactive metals to stop the corrosion. This is generally done by electroplating method. Students, you all know about the electroplating method, that is one metal is coated on the other metal by the electrolytic method. This is nothing but known as the electroplating method. An electrochemical method is to provide a sacrificial electrode of another metal like magnesium, zinc, etc., which corrodes itself but saves the object. Yes, when we are coating one metal on the other metal, the metal which is coated like a top layer which that only corrodes but not the internal metal. That means like that metals we have to choose to we choose for the electroplating. Like this, so many items are electroplated to save the item which is more corroded inside. That's why we are using these methods to prevent the corrosion. Thank you, students.